this is your first Hallmark film. So
Yeah.
how did this project come about? And because like I feel like at a certain point, like so many actors have, like Hallmark movies, Lifetime movies on their resumes. But what about this one made it be your first film of the sort?
I thought, first of all, such a perfect first Hallmark movie for me. And the experience was, I mean, without a hitch. It was really wonderful. This came about because the director, McLean Nelson, we had worked on a project several years ago called Show Offs.
Mm.
That was this television show that only aired on. So he had gone to Brigham Young, and so he has connections over there with the Mormon Church and their network. So it was really really random, but he also is friends with Lucas Grabeel from High School Musical, and he was working on this improv musical theater television show for their network, and was bringing on different actors, especially musical theater actors and improv actors. And Lucas, him and Lucas go way back. So Lucas said, "Hey, a buddy of mine is doing this. Do you want to come on and be a guest?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. That actually sounds really random and really fun." It ended up being so awesome. Really scary. First of all, we had basically an entire musical that is improv, costumes and musicians, and I mean the entire thing is improv, top to bottom.
It sounds like a lot.
It was a lot, but it was so much fun, and that was my first introduction to McLean. So one, in my introduction to him as a performer, he's incredible. He's a wonderful actor. And two, just as a person. I mean, I really had such a blast working with him, and he had said, I'm gonna find something for us to do together again. I'm like, give me a call, man. We'll find it. So I guess he had been trying to figure out what that project is. This came about, and he thought of me for it, and I jumped at the opportunity to work with him again. But also, he sent the script, and I loved the backdrop of a Bachelor style reality show, getting a chance to play the Bachelor, shooting in Hawaii. That was a no-brainer. And then also, this being my first Hallmark movie, of course, I feel like there is some sort of like there's a rite of passage to your first Hallmark movie. And the offer had come in, and I happened to get on the phone with my mom to talk to her about something else, and I just said to her, I was like, by the way, I got an offer for a Hallmark movie. I got to really go through it and just make sure this is gonna work out. But she was like, I don't care what it is. Can you please do it? Please do. She is a huge Hallmark fan. So I feel like it didn't matter what it was. I had to do this one. But luckily, I loved the script, and then the cast that was assembled. I mean, was really really wonderful. And then also, McLean even brought my wife Sasha to make a really great cameo in the film, and so we got to actually spend time out there in Hawaii together. So that was really really fun. Yeah.
But I think that there are like three things that are a rite of passage to me in this industry: Law and Order guest star appearances, Lifetime or Hallmark movies, which you've done, and also soap operas, which you've also done too.
Yes.
The
Law and Order is the only one. I haven't done Law and Order, so I still got to do Law and Order. I've done other ones within that genre, but not specifically Law and Order.
Yeah, and I feel like it's interesting because, like you say, your mom said, like, "Oh, I don't care, it's Hallmark." I think those are also the three different things that it has the same demographic between Law and Order reruns and soap operas, everything. So it's like all in the same vein. So maybe that's why everyone seems to have that rite of passage, because people know you at that point. They're like, oh, I've seen him somewhere. Oh yeah, it's on that Law and Order episode or something like that.
It just cracks me up when people do. I mean, most people know me from High School Musical,
Mhm.
and then after that would be, tends to be Broadway lovers and theater goers. But then, there are all the other fans that when they come out of other places, like for instance, you talk about the soap opera when I did One Life to Live. I'll
Yeah.
have certain, especially like uh, like grandmothers, especially like they'll come up and like, oh my god, I loved you on, and it cracks me up. They never, if they've never heard of High School Musical,
But
but
they know the
huge fans because of One Life to Live.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So explain to us the premise of this film, Love for Real, and also your character of Marco.
Yeah. So this is it has a backdrop of a reality style show, sort of based on The Bachelor,
Mm.
uh, and you have these two girls. One of which is a huge fan of the television show and watches every single season,
Mhm.
and is watching the show right now. And the current Bachelor, who's played by me, um, goes to present his. It's not roses, but they're
Yes,
hearts. He
yes.
goes to present his heart to one of the contestants, who ends up uh, storming off and leaving. And they now need to sort of fulfill this new position. A series of events occur where these two girls actually end up bringing on both of these girls onto the television show, and now we get to see what originally was just from the television of like this glitzy glammy bachelor style television show, to all of the behind the scenes that actually go on in the reality show, which is so much of what we all see with these reality dating shows, or
Yeah.
from The Bachelor, or the other ones that I was watching was
The Bachelor has so many
Love is
copycats.
Blind. And sorry.
The Bachelor has so many copycats at this point. Like everybody's got their own like
So many, but I mean, copycats, or even just like diversions of it. Like there's I was watching Love Is Blind,
Mhm.
and I was watching Love Island.
Yeah, Love
was
Island. Love
another
Island is
one.
really, really big now. Love Island is like super big.
But all of them, you clearly have your certain contestants that really are looking for something significant, looking for love, and then you have others that are just there to get their 15 minutes of fame. And the other thing that we don't ever get to see watching those television shows is all of the manipulating that gets done by the producers.
Mhm.
And I think that's where a lot of the comedy ensues, and a lot of the drama ensues in this film, where you get to see like what they're actually put through, and what the final product of the produced television show that everybody gets to see, and what actually happened. And I will say, for me, I could never do it, man. I could never be I could never be on one of these television shows.
I was gonna ask, this does seem to be like, a parody of, Bachelor in Paradise, Love Is Blind, those type of shows. Had you watched any of those shows before doing this film? And did you like, take any inspiration from anything you've seen on any sort of reality television when you were crafting this character too?
So no, I didn't watch these shows prior to this movie. It's just never, you're not like, it's not my thing. My wife watches them. She'll definitely tune into them. But I will say, since doing this film and actually watching a lot of them for research, I kind of caught the bug a little bit, and I'm trying to stop, but we started watching Love Is Blind, and we had gone a few episodes in, and my wife was like, "All right, cool. Well, you don't have to keep watching at this point." And I was like, "No, we're already like
Yeah, might as
decent.
well.
Like we'll just keep yeah, just play the next episode. It's fine. It's fine. And then Love Island, I watched on my own. So that wasn't even. So yeah, I've definitely kind of caught the bug. But yeah, as far as for this movie, I would say The Bachelor was major inspiration. Even just how the different events occur. Just the ceremonies and just stylistically how they're presented. I thought that how this movie is filmed, even how what McLean is put together. I think that it's very very reminiscent. It's pretty spot on of
Yeah.
what we see from these reality shows, because there really is there's a style and a tone that comes along with them, and I think that again I really love the dichotomy between the what we see from the final polished uh, television show and then what's actually going on behind the cameras.
Yeah, yeah. And you talked about filming in Hawaii, which was probably very, very great. What are some memories you have of filming this movie and being on set?
So I worked on a television show called Flight 29 Down for Discovery Kids years ago. Um,
I remember,
and
I remember that.
yeah, we shot that in Hawaii. We shot that on the North Shore, and we did uh, technically 3 seasons. We did 2 seasons and a movie. So I was there, months and months, and I hadn't been back for since that time. So it's been close to 15 years
Mm,
since I've been back to Hawaii, and it is just like I remembered. I mean, it's first of all, it's paradise. It's the weather is gorgeous. The scenery is gorgeous. The ocean is perfect. And I was on set every single day, so I wasn't like I was able to go and leisurely enjoy the island as much, but still, where we were shooting um, was an insanely beautiful backdrop. So we're still just shooting in paradise every single day, working in paradise every day. So that was incredible. But once we wrapped, we did take the time to just enjoy the island. We took, we stuck around for like 4 or 5 days, and we went surfing. Connie Stewart, who is a pro surfer, he actually took us up to the North Shore, to Haleiwa, and got to go surfing again. I hadn't been surfing for years. That was awesome. I went skydiving for the first time. That was incredible. Something that's been on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do it, and it was so random because it was right. It was like our last week of shooting, and I was talking to McLean. I was talking to our director, and oh no, it was Connie. So I went surfing with Connie, and he was I think we just for some reason ended up talking about skydiving, and he goes, "Oh, I just went not too long ago," and he showed me this video, and I was like, "Where?" He's like, "Oh, it's like just up the road from here." I'm like, "Okay," and then I ended up having a conversation with McLean, our director. He said, "Let's go." Like, you're serious? You want to? He's like, "Yeah, let's go." He's like, "I've never done it before." We ended up booking for 2 days later, and next thing I know, I'm jumping out of a plane, which is. Have you ever done it?
no, no. I'm thinking about it and I'm like, wow, like, could I actually do that? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if you're even thinking, I mean, it's an incredible experience. It is strangely traumatic. Like just because your brain doesn't, you've never experienced
Yeah.
anything like it before. So as you're jumping out and you're falling, you're just falling down to the earth.
Mhm.
You In the same way that if you go through a traumatic experience, a lot of times your brain will tend to block it out, or you'll forget it. That's kind of what happened to me. I landed on the ground, and I couldn't
Like, what
quite
happened?
process what happened, and they're like, "How was it?" I'm like, "I don't even know. I don't know what just happened." But luckily, I had the whole thing on tape, and I've gone back now. I need to go do it again, just because, just to re-experience it. But it was amazing. I loved it. I've always wanted to do that. Man, what else? Got to go horse. In the movie, there one of the dates for the bachelor things, we go horseback riding.
Mm-mm.
So I got to work with this wonderful horse named Otto, short for autograph, and she was such a beautiful horse, and so perfect for me, because I'm not like I'm not like an outdoorsy. I grew up in New York and LA, and like I am a city boy through and through. Like I don't do camping. I don't
I
do
don't
horses.
either. I don't either. And I'm from I mean, I live in New York, but I'm from North Carolina. I'm from a very rural town, North Carolina. But I'm still not like, I'm like, I mean, I can do some things outdoors, but like I'm not gonna be the first one, like, okay, I would love to go camping right now. That's not me. That's not me.
Yeah. So if somebody said to you right now, like we're gonna go camping,
I would probably say let me think about it, and then probably be like, yeah, never mind.
I would say, are we intense? Or are we like glamping? Because if we're glamping, okay, I'm in. But there's no way in hell I'm sleeping in the
Or if
bag.
it's like a cabin in the woods or something. Like if it's like it's something like that, then yeah. But like not just like me looking up at the stars.
Yeah, that's never been me. So horses, the same thing, has never been my thing. But I've been horseback riding before, and I've there's always a disconnect. People always talk about that connection that that you feel with the horse,
Yeah,
one with it. I've never felt that until now. Truly, like working on this project was this horse that I got to work with and I got to ride was so wonderful. Like I felt a connection. I felt a connection to her. She made it very, very easy for me, and we were listening to each other. I think that's really what I had never felt before, is me truly taking the reins and having her listen to me, but also me listening to her saying, I don't want to go that way right now. Let's do this, and it's that compromise. So that was a wonderful experience. It truly was a overall just great project.
Yeah, yeah. And since you spoke about, of course, a lot of people know you from High School Musical, but also Broadway. And unfortunately, Broadway is one of the biggest entertainment mediums that I think has been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, still trying to come back, hopefully on track for the fall. And since you are such a Broadway veteran, I want to ask, how do you think that Broadway will be able to come back better than ever once hopefully everything subsides and people are be able to go back into theaters? I was fortunate enough; I was able to see 2 shows before the pandemic happened. I saw Ain't Too Proud, and what else did I see? It may have been Slave Play, I think it was, but and then I was so excited to see I can't think of it now. Oh, A Soldier's Play. I was so excited to see that. That's the one with Blair Underwood, and then the pandemic happened, and then I know that everyone's been hoping that we get back to normal as soon as possible. But as someone who's from Broadway, I just want to get your thoughts on how things can go back to normal and what you think the outlook could be as far as Broadway.
Normal is hard to say. I think we're all wanting to go back to normal, meaning what we used to know prior to the pandemic. But I think we're still a ways out from that feeling. However, artists are I believe some of the most resilient people in their profession. Not only that, it's amazing how the entertainment industry and arts and entertainment is so easily written off as non-essential, and yet during the pandemic, we're all losing our minds in quarantine, what is it that's keeping you sane?
It's the only thing.
You're going. It's entertainment and it's the arts and it's trying. I feel like, you know, when we talk about art mimics life, I mean, in this instance, life was feeding off of our art. I felt, and everyone, all of my fellow thespians, all of the people, you know, who their bread and butter is the stage are ready, and I think are just at this point we're needing to breathe. It's like air, and when it comes back, I do feel like we're going to feel a surge of energy on that stage that we have not seen. It's always amazing because we live and breathe this stuff, and yet when you're in the middle of a show, right, you're doing 8 shows a week, and it is easy to sometimes get into this you know, monotonous drone of like you and that's part of you know what your job as an entertainer too is to continue to find the discovery and to continue to make it new, because you know that the people in the audience, that's the first time they're seeing it for the first time. But I don't know. I feel like even that aspect of it is it's not going to happen. I feel like there's going to be such everybody's going to be just so grateful to just be able to be back on the stage again. But you know, I really hope that we're able to figure it out, because I miss the stage. I miss the stage so much. And I love film and television. And you know, that's where I make most of my living. But so much of my heart is on the stage, and I really miss it. I'm just hoping that we can get back to it soon.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, those are all the questions that I had for you. I thank you so much for chatting with me about this film. I can't wait for everyone to see it. And yeah, thank you for chatting today.
Such a pleasure, Trey. Thank you so much, man.
And I know you have another, you have the Lifetime one coming out soon
Yeah,
as well. So can't wait to see that one when
thank you. Yeah, I know. We were talking about that like rite of passage thing, and
yeah.
Hallmark and Lifetime happened at the same time, which was really cool.
It's like a double feature. A double
Yeah.
feature.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that and then I got a biopic. I'm working on the Remember Me, the Mahalia Jackson.
Oh yeah.
It's like Cab Calloway.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, man. So it's been good. You know, I'm grateful that I've been able to things did slow down for a long chunk of time there, and now they're picking back up in full force, and I'm very grateful that I've been, you know, able to bounce back and forth between all these very different projects.
Yeah, very different, but
yeah, all very different projects. And this was such a fun one, man. Though this Hallmark one was, I'm excited to see it.
Yes. Well, thank you again so much. Hopefully we can reconnect during one of these other projects you have coming up.
Definitely.
Yes. But thank you so much, Corbin.